I overheard her saying, "I hired a private investigator to follow him. If he's innocent, he shouldn't mind." Then I hired the same PI to follow her. The report I got back made her investigation look like child's play, and when I presented the evidence at our family reunion, I, 32 male, overheard my wife Natasha, 29, on the phone 3 weeks ago. She was in our home office with the door cracked, thinking I was still at the hardware store. But I'd forgotten my wallet and came back. "Yes, I want the full surveillance package," she was saying. "Work hours, lunch breaks, after work, everything." I froze in the hallway. If Derek's innocent, he shouldn't mind being followed, right? I mean, innocent people have nothing to hide. My stomach dropped. She was hiring a PI to follow me. Here's the thing, I've never cheated. Never even thought about it. I work as a project manager at a construction firm, come home every night by 6:30, and spend weekends either with her or working on our house renovation. The most exciting thing I do is grab beers with my brother Tommy once a month. But lately, Natasha's been weird, accusing me of being distant, checking my phone when she thinks I'm asleep, asking weirdly specific questions about my female coworkers. I figured it was stress from her mom's whole situation. Her mom's been going through a rough divorce. I stood there listening as she gave the PI my license plate, work address, photo from her phone. Then she said something that made my blood boil. My friend Caitlin said her husband acted exactly like this before she caught him. Working late, being defensive about his phone. I'm not going to be the idiot wife who doesn't see it coming. Defensive about my phone? The woman literally grabbed it out of my hands last week while I was texting my sister about mom's birthday gift. But okay, I quietly went back outside, made noise coming in. "Babe, forgot my wallet." She came out all smiles. "Hey honey, drive safe." That night, I did some thinking. Then I made a call of my own. Update 1. The beautiful thing about small towns, there's only like 3 PI firms. Took me 2 calls to find the right one. Brennan Investigations, this is Leonard. "Hey, yeah, my wife Natasha hired you to follow me. Derek Castellano?" Long pause. "Sir, I can't discuss." I know. Client confidentiality. I'm not asking you to break that. I want to hire you too. Same service, but for her." "That's unusual." "Look, Leonard, she thinks if I'm innocent, I shouldn't mind being followed, right? Same logic applies to her." Another pause. I could practically hear him doing math in his head. "Double payday. When would you like to start?" "Tomorrow. Full package, work, lunch, everything. And Leonard, I want the premium package. Social media deep dive, financial activity patterns, the works." "That's significantly more expensive." "That's fine. Email me the contract." See, what Natasha doesn't know is that I've been saving cash from side jobs for the past year. Was gonna surprise her with a vacation to Italy for our anniversary. Well, surprise redirected. That week was surreal. Going about my normal routine knowing someone was watching me. Working, getting lunch at the same deli I always go to, texting Natasha sweet messages while knowing she was getting reports about my boring-ass day. Meanwhile, she kept up the act. "How was work, honey? Who'd you have lunch with?" All while studying my face for tells. Friday night, she tested me. "Hey, I'm thinking of surprising you at work for lunch Monday. Would you like that?" Classic. Get me to admit if I had plans that would interfere. "That'd be awesome, babe. Just text me when you're coming so I can make sure I'm not in a meeting." Her face fell slightly. Not the reaction she wanted. Update 2. 2 weeks in, Leonard called me. "Mr. Castellano, I have your reports ready. Both of them." "Both? Your wife's investigation and yours. Would you prefer them emailed or in person? Can we meet?" We met at a diner 2 towns over. Leonard looked exactly how you'd imagine a PI. Rumpled suit, tired eyes, coffee addiction visible from space. He slid 2 folders across the table. "This one's yours. Pretty straightforward. Work, lunch, home. You got drinks with a Thomas Castellano last Thursday. My brother. Figured. You're probably the most boring surveillance I've done. No offense." "None taken. What about the other one?" He pushed the thicker folder toward me. "That's more interesting." I opened it. Photos, timestamps, credit card records. How teeth did he get those? Social media screenshots. Monday, lunch with her coworker Brendan at a sushi place. 2 hours. Lot of laughing, him paying. Tuesday, dentist appointment. That was actually a spa day. Posted nothing about it online. Wednesday, left work early, told me she stayed late, went to Caitlin's house. But Caitlin's Instagram showed her in Miami that whole week. Thursday, the kicker. Apartment viewing with Brendan. They looked at a 2-bedroom luxury unit downtown. The agent's notes said they were a lovely couple looking to move in together. My hands were shaking. "There's more," Leonard said quietly. The credit card records showed charges I didn't recognize. Expensive restaurants when she was supposedly working late. A charge at a lingerie store the day before she told me she had a headache for 2 weeks straight. Hotel bar charges when she was supposedly at her mom's. But the social media deep dive was the best part. Her private Instagram, that I didn't even know existed, with posts about knowing your worth and sometimes you outgrow people. And excited for new chapters. The comments from her friends were illuminating. "You deserve better, babe. Derek doesn't appreciate what he has. Brendan seems perfect for you." There was a whole group chat screenshot where she was discussing her exit strategy and how she needed proof of my cheating to make the divorce cleaner. "Your wife hired me to manufacture evidence of an affair that doesn't exist," Leonard said, "while actively planning to leave you for another man." I stared at the reports. 3 years of marriage, 6 years together total, and this. "Leonard, can you do me a favor? Keep following her. But I want you to document everything about Brendan. Everything. That'll be, I don't care about the cost." Update 3. Last weekend was Natasha's family reunion. Perfect timing. I'd been sitting on the information for a week, playing the devoted husband, while she continued her investigation of my non-existent affair. She even installed a tracking app on my phone. Joke's on her. I found it immediately and left it there. The reunion was at her aunt's place. Huge backyard, probably 60 people. Her whole extended family, cousins, grandparents, the works. Natasha was in peak performance mode. Hanging on my arm, laughing at my jokes, introducing me to relatives like we were newlyweds. The hypocrisy was almost impressive. Her mom pulled me aside at one point. "Derek, honey, you two seem so happy. After what I went through with Natasha's father, it's nice to see true love." Yeah, about that. Dinner time came. Natasha's uncle was making a toast about family and loyalty when I stood up. "Actually, if I could say something?" Natasha looked confused but smiled. "Of course, babe. I wanted to thank you all for welcoming me into this family. These past 6 years have been educational." I pulled out my phone. I recently learned something interesting about trust in relationships. Natasha taught me that innocent people shouldn't mind being investigated. Her face went pale. So when I found out she hired a private investigator to follow me, hoping to catch me cheating, which I've never done, by the way, I thought, you know what, she's right. Innocent people have nothing to hide. Gasps around the table. Natasha started to stand. "Derek, what are you?" So I hired the same PI to follow her. Would you like to know what he found? I connected my phone to her aunt's Bluetooth speaker, had asked to DJ earlier. She said yes. First, I played the recording Leonard had legally obtained of her call to him. Her voice filled the backyard. "I need evidence he's cheating. He has to be. Men don't work late without a reason. Check his assistant specifically. Blonde, 20s. Her dad stood up. "What the hell is this?" "Wait, there's more." I pulled up the photos on her aunt's smart TV. Again, had asked to set up a slideshow earlier. Preparation is key. There was Natasha and Brendan at lunch, at the apartment viewing. Her entering his apartment at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday when she told me she was at her mom's. But the piece de resistance? The screenshot of her group chat where she explicitly said, "I don't even care if Derek's cheating or not. I just need the accusation for the divorce. Brendan's lease is up in 2 months, and we want to move in together." The backyard was dead silent, except for the sound of Natasha's cousin dropping her wine glass. Her mom was the first to speak. "Natasha Marie, what is this?" "Mom, he's taking things out of context. Am I?" I pulled up another screenshot. "This is from your private Instagram, posted last Monday. Sometimes you realize you've been settling and someone shows you what you actually deserve." With a heart emoji. "While married to me, while investigating me for cheating." Her brother Kyle actually laughed. "Yo, this is wild. You hired a PI to catch him cheating while you were cheating?" "I wasn't cheating. Brendan and I are just friends. Friends who look at apartments together." I showed the agent's listing where they were marked as an engaged couple. "Friends who charge $300 dinners to credit cards your husband doesn't know about." Her dad looked at me. Derek, I'm so sorry. I raised her better than this. Natasha tried damage control. This is revenge porn. You're humiliating me. These are public posts and legal surveillance photos, actually. Leonard made sure everything was above board. Also, fun fact, attempting to fabricate evidence for a divorce? That's fraud in our state. She ran inside. Her mom followed. The rest of the family just stared at me. Her grandmother, this tiny 85-year-old woman, walked up and patted my hand. You're better off without her, sweetie. My granddaughter apparently takes after her Aunt Patricia. She pulled the same shit in '98. Plot twist I didn't see coming. Update 4. I thought the reunion would be the end. Nope. Natasha went full nuclear, but not in the way you'd expect. Instead of social media warfare or workplace drama, she tried something weirder. She called a marriage counselor intervention. I got home from work Monday to find Natasha, her mom, Brendan, the audacity, and some woman I'd never met sitting in my living room. Derek, please sit. This is Dr. Morrison. She specializes in marriage crisis intervention. I stayed standing. The dude you're cheating with is at our marriage intervention? Brendan's here as a friend. Who you're apartment hunting with? Dr. Morrison cleared her throat. Mr. Castellano, your wife feels you violated her trust with this investigation. I actually laughed. She hired a PI first. Yes, but from a place of concern. You hired one from a place of revenge. I hired one from a place of what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Brendan decided to speak. Look, man, Natasha and I are just friends. You're being paranoid. Brendan, my guy, I have receipts, literal receipts, of you two at Romano's, that place where the steaks cost more than my car payment. You want to see the credit card charge? Natasha's mom jumped in. Derek, marriages require forgiveness. Sharon, with all due respect, your daughter was planning to leave me while trying to frame me for cheating. That's not a marriage problem. That's a character problem. Dr. Morrison tried again. Perhaps if we discuss why Natasha felt the need to investigate. I pulled out my phone and showed her the screenshots. She felt the need because she was projecting. Classic cheater behavior. Assume your partner is doing what you're doing. The intervention lasted another 20 minutes of them trying to gaslight me into thinking I was the problem. Finally, I'd had enough. Everybody out, except you, Natasha. You live here, for now. They left, but not before Brendan tried to shake my hand. I just looked at it until he awkwardly pulled it back. That night, Natasha tried a different approach. Tears, apologies, even tried to initiate intimacy. When that didn't work, she switched to anger. You ruined my relationship with my family. No, you did that when you decided to investigate your faithful husband while planning to leave him for Brendan. We're just friends. Cool. Then you won't mind that I forwarded everything to his girlfriend. Her face went white. Brendan has a girlfriend? Fiancé, actually. Jessica. Lovely woman. Very understanding. Just kidding. She dumped him immediately and is telling everyone in their friend group. The next morning, she was gone. Moved back to her mom's. Left a note saying I was psychotic and she feared for her safety. Perfect. Made the divorce easier. Update 5. Divorce was finalized last week. Fastest proceedings my lawyer had ever seen, mostly because I had documentation of her affair plans and attempted fraud. She tried to claim alimony. Judge literally laughed. She got her clothes, her car, and her debt from those secret credit cards. I kept the house, my dignity, and the Italy vacation fund, which I used to renovate the bathroom instead. Brendan dumped her 2 weeks after his fiancée left him. Turns out he wasn't interested in actually dating Natasha, just in the excitement of sneaking around. Without the thrill, she was just another coworker. She found out when she saw him on Tinder. Her friend sent me the screenshot of her meltdown post about it. I didn't respond, but I did smile. Her family still invites me to stuff. Her grandmother sends me cookies. Her brother Kyle and I actually grab beers sometimes now. He told me Natasha's been trying to date but keeps getting ghosted when people Google her. The reunion video somehow ended up on a cousin's TikTok. 2.3 million views. Whoops. The best part? Last week I got a LinkedIn notification. Natasha viewed my profile, then viewed it again an hour later. Then tried to add me. I declined and blocked her. Leonard, the PI, sent me a thank you card. Said it was the most interesting case he'd had in years. Also mentioned Natasha tried to hire him again to investigate why her dates keep ghosting her. He declined. Professional ethics and all. Me? I'm doing pretty good. Started coaching my nephew's little league team. Joined a woodworking class. Even went on a few dates, though I'm taking that slow. Trust issues are real, but my therapist says I'm handling them well. Funny thing about hiring a PI to catch your innocent spouse cheating, sometimes they hire one back and find out who's really been playing games. Oh, and I kept the ring she didn't know I'd bought for our anniversary. Returned it, used the money for a kick-ass home theater system. Every time I watch a movie, I think about how she was right about one thing. Innocent people really don't have anything to hide. The guilty ones, though? They've got whole-ass apartments they're viewing with their just friends. Peace out. Edit, since some of you asked, yes, I still have all the evidence backed up in 3 places. No, I'm not sharing the TikTok link. Yes, her mom Sharon still texts me asking if we can work it out. No, Brendan's fiancé and I are not dating. But she did send me a thank you card and a bottle of wine. And yes, I've changed all my passwords and locks. I'm not stupid, just was blind. There's a difference.